from Quixote Studios. This is the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn. The stars have come out for the ball-busting event of the year. They're Senators Scott Brown, the Andelman brothers.
This is out of control. Now I'm getting nervous. This is like a legitimate production.
I still don't know which one is which.
What are they serving for food?
Ad man Bruce Mittman.
And start to introduce first, obviously, the king, Ernie, and then 6 roasters.
Can't you just hear the ass kissing? And there's Ernie's best celebrity friend, Joel McHale.
He's the organizer for tonight.
The room is full. The who's who have arrived, and the sucking up is palatable. Let the ball busting begin. This is the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn. Here's Joel McHale.
Look, you don't tell us when to stop. We stop when we're ready, right?
Oh, that's what you think. Why don't you give Samuel Jackson his hat back, and then we can talk, all right, buddy? All right. It's already starting. Well, let me just say the first preamble here. What the fuck am I doing here? What the fuck? Oh, yeah, okay, I'm gonna make... Yeah, that's right. Okay, I turned down America's Got Talent one time because I thought it was beneath me, and now I'm in Allston, Massachusetts, roasting a fucking car dealer. So, things are going well. So, without any further ado, we'll bring him up onto stage. Boston's most famous car dealer, Herb Chambers, everybody. Come on up. You look terrible, Herb. Ernie Boch, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there he is, the man of the hour. Yeah. Nice. Welcome, white people. Whitest audience I've played in a while. Thank God the walls are even white. So, yes, even the caterer is named Jasper White. So the chicken is white, the mashed potatoes are white. I'm sure you're very happy there's very few minorities here tonight. That's great. I'm going to introduce the roasting people now. I'm going to bring them up now, so brace yourself, Ernie. These are the men that will be roasting Ernie this evening. That was good. Our next 9 presenters have been anonymously reviewing New England area restaurants for 20 years with their show, The Phantom Gourmet, and the nation is still abuzz over their expose on the jalapeno poppers at the Brockton Applebee's. Please welcome Mike.
So you've been on a bunch of TV shows. You've been on To Rescue Me, Phantom Gourmet, Community Auditions, To Catch a Predator's coming out in a few months. Where's Woody? Woody, he does a great show on 96.9 every Sunday night on WTKK, and I want to thank you. It's a great show. And what I love about it is it guarantees that the Phantom Gourmet will not be the worst show on WTKK. Every time I hear his promos, and they play them all the time, I'm Woody Giessmann from the Del Fuegos, and everyone like myself is thinking the same thing. What the fuck are the Del Fuegos? It's a great organization. We're raising a lot of money for them tonight. Every week on Woody Giessmann's show, Right Turn on WTKK, 10 people quit drinking and quit doing drugs. That is amazing. And 20 people listening kill themselves. And finally, before my brothers come up, I want to thank the great Bruce Mittman, who organized this night. Being a salesman, Bruce owns an ad agency. And if you really want to feel good about yourself as a salesman, is go and see Bruce. He's so kind to you. He has so many nice words for you. I feel so good about myself when when Bruce comes in and gives me a nice little talk. The first time I met Bruce, he insulted me for 10 or 15 minutes, which was nice. And then I was lucky enough to go on Ernie's private plane. We're going to New York, and Bruce sat next to me. And we talked for a few minutes, and I really hoped that Bruce would move and someone from Al-Qaeda would sit next to me. I was hoping the plane would go down because I could not spend 10 more minutes speaking to this idiot. Thank you, Ernie. Appreciate everything you do.
Still ahead, the bustin' continues.
It was a huge thrill for me to meet and hang out and talk with Joel before the show. And it was so refreshing to find out that Chevy Chase isn't the biggest asshole on the set of Community. That was amazing. A huge surprise. So congratulations to you, Joel.
As the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn rolls on.
If you need a hand to hold, you're feeling out alone.
You don't ever want to be an alcoholic or a drug addict, but it's there. It hits you, it broadsides you.
There were times when I thought, I couldn't get on stage unless I was high, but I'm doing it all better now than ever before, without the use of drugs and alcohol.
Without the aid of this kind of organization, I would not be here speaking to you right now.
Right Turn is based on a bit of research that demonstrates that if someone feels they belong someplace, that they stand a 27 times greater chance of staying clean and sober that day. And so what we've tried to do here at Right Turn is provide people with a place where they can come in and feel comfortable, feel welcomed, and hand them their dignity back.
Nowhere to pick up my mail when I'm living in a junkie zoo.
Ernie comes from a long line of car salesmen, and if that's not the saddest beginning to a biography, I don't know what is. So, yes, Ernie's grandfather, Johann Sebastian, you know him. You've never heard that before, sorry. Thank you. And Ernie's dad, Ernie Sr., of course, was a beloved local figure who was famous for his catchphrase. Yes, I love him, great guy. I never met him. But his famous catchphrase, come on down, I'll swindle all of you rubes. So, as you are well aware, Ernie loves music, and he is actually a board member of Boston's prestigious Berklee College of Music. No. Seriously. He is. I know, it's shocking. How do you think he got that post? His musicianship? No. Hey, you guys want to hear me play guitar? That's good. No, we're good. We're good. Okay, Ernie has a band, obviously. Ernie and the Automatics. We have heard them tonight already. The Automatics boast 3 members of the legendary band Boston. Incredible. Yeah. In the past, Boston played Wembley Stadium, Madison Square Garden, Boston Garden. Tonight, house band. So if you can see their tears from here, then you can see. Yeah. That makes it even more sad. No. So Ernie and the Automatics. No matter how cool, Ernie, you think you are up there when you're playing on stage with those legends, the name Ernie and the Automatics still sounds like it's the band from Sesame Street. And teach us how to spell. And much like Bostoner Matt Damon, who was in the movie I Bought a Zoo, Ernie has been starring in a show called I Bought a Band. And it's really good. It's less profitable than that movie. By the way, let's take a little break from me being an asshole. And say thanks to Bruce Mitt for finishing the rest of the wine. And here's my impression of Bruce. Hey, sit down. No. Sorry, Bruce. I know you're there. The problem with Bruce is he will not stop talking about how much he loves Barack Obama. I'm like, I get it. You're voting Democrat. I get it. I get it. Okay. I only say this because, in complete contradiction to Bruce, Ernie is a big supporter of Mitt Romney. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't believe white people are cheering for him. Wow. Rich white people from Boston like Mitt Romney. That's amazing.
Oh, thanks for coming, everybody. It's so great to see so many prestigious roasters here tonight for Ernie Boch Jr., of course, Greg Hill, everybody. Everybody loves Greg Hill. It's so nice to see Greg Hill tonight. It's also nice to see his chins. They actually, table 17 is Greg Chins. Let's hear it for him over there, everybody. Hello, Greg's chins. Greg Hill's also known, of course, as the mayor of Mantown. The mayor of Mantown. Also known as the gayest thing to ever happen to Boston since Tom Brady wore Ugg boots. Thank you for that. Paul Geary is here, great musician, everybody. Give it up for Paul Geary. I want to congratulate Paul for being Ernie's best friend, which apparently is a very big deal. But also, most importantly, I want to congratulate Paul for being the only drummer from a 1990s rock band who is still alive and still has both of his arms. Let's give it up for that. Jim Braude, our good friend and colleague at 96.9 Boston Talks. Well, we're going to be on his show in about an hour and a half, so I can't wait for that moment. I know it's the old joke. Oh, yeah, he has a face for radio. He has a face for radio. In Jim's case, it's really not true. Jim does not have a face for radio. Jim has a face I would like to smash with a fucking radio the size of this podium. No, I wouldn't want to do that. That wouldn't be nice. Joel McHale, cool guy. Good guy to host, huh? Not a bad MC. A-list celebrity. It was a huge thrill for me to meet and hang out and talk with Joel before the show. And it was so refreshing to find out that Chevy Chase isn't the biggest asshole on the set of Community. That was amazing. A huge surprise. So congratulations to you, Joel. I want to thank Ernie Boch Jr., the great man who is on the throne here tonight, of course. It does always piss me off when I'm not the biggest thanks dad in the room. So Ernie, congratulations for you on that one. You know, the truth is, Ernie really, when you think about it, and you saw the clips before, Ernie is a brilliant marketer. It's true. Brilliant marketer. Every time somebody buys a car at Boch Toyota, they get to bang the gong right in the showroom. And in related news, the sales staff at Boch Toyota has a nickname for Ernie's ex-wife. They call her the Gong. You have to stew on that one for a sec. Okay. Ernie buys so much advertising in the Boston media market, the sales staff at all the TV and radio stations act like Colombian hookers when the Secret Service comes to town. You know what I'm talking about, Egan. And of course, Ernie really is a very, very talented musician. You heard him before. Ernie and the Automatics. Give it up for everybody. Ernie and the Automatics. Very, very talented musician. You can just ask any of the guys he plays with that Ernie pays thousands of dollars to. So give it up for him, everybody. Ernie Boch Jr. And now I bring to the podium my brother, Dave Andelman, everybody.
Thank you, Danny. Ming Tsai is here tonight. People magazine named him one of the 25 sexiest people in the world. I find that incredible since I saw 25 sexier busboys at the Kowloon in Saugus on Tuesday night. Since when are chunky Chinese dumpling makers sexy? I'm pretty sure this guy was my chef at Bisuteki in Revere the other night. I asked Jim Braude why he was so nervous before the roast. He said, David, I host a primetime show on New England Cable News, so I've never performed in front of this many people before. Braude is 60 years old and still on cable. So he's had about as much success on TV as Ernie has in music. Braude is so liberal. At his annual Christmas and Kwanzaa party, he gives out EBT cards re-gifted from heroin dealers. I'll tell you, honestly, it's intimidating to be up here with such a great star like Joel McHale. It takes real intelligence and talent to introduce clips of Jerry Springer off a teleprompter. My buddy Greg Hill is here. Not because he's funny, but because they conducted a nationwide search for someone way uglier than Ernie Boch. What was the bigger disaster? All the people who died because Toyotas wouldn't break, or Ernie's marriage? What's more disgusting, when Ernie takes his insulin right in front of you, or when he takes off his shirt? Senator Scott Brown is here tonight. Senator, can you teach this guy a fucking abs routine? Michelle Obama wants to make Ernie Boch shirtless the logo for her new nutrition and exercise campaign. Speaking of our naked senator, he overcame poverty and child abuse to become a United States senator. Ernie Boch was born into $1 billion, accomplished nothing, and just looks like a pedophile. Enza is very clever, very charming. She convinced Ernie that she prefers sex with his pasty, flabby body with him behind her. That's a win-win for Enza. She avoids having to look at him, and she can watch Phantom Gourmet on MyTV 38.
Well done, well done.
Given the remarks of Ernie's close friends up here tonight, without his dad's $1 billion, Ernie is a useless, ugly, lazy loser who could not work at Kelly's Roast Beef, never mind be the subject of an entire roast. In conclusion, what a fucking jerk-off. Thank you all very much.
So we are here to honor Ernie Boch Jr., and our goal is to make him weep in front of his loved ones. So, I think you can take it, Ernie, because I have seen some of your TV commercials, and you are no stranger to ridiculous amounts of self-imposed humiliation. So, but you have made a fortune, Ernie. You have grown the business. You've made a fortune selling cars. He specializes in all the American models: Toyota, Honda, Subaru, Maserati, Ferrari, basically any car that didn't require a federal bailout. I'm saying terrible things about you right now, and I want to take a moment to recognize the fine work of Right Turn. This organization has been a genuine trailblazer, finding innovative ways for creative people to achieve sobriety and restart their lives. The musician and comedians who have been through Right Turn are required to perform sober, which, as a member of the entertainment industry, I find to be both incredibly inspiring and a major, major buzzkill. But please pass up my Vicodin crushed in scotch. It's the only way I can keep from trembling.
Coming up, with friends like this.
Ernie's poll is so crystal clear, when he looks at it, he can see his father's disappointment.
What the fuck does he need friends for? As the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn rolls on.
If you need a hand to hold, you're feeling all alone.
I grew up a musician, and I toured extensively with a band called the Fuegos. Very fortunate to have traveled with, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and ZZ Top and the Kinks, and had a great career as a musician. But unfortunately along the way, addiction became a part of my story. And I'm not afraid to share that with people. And it helps when people step up and say, hey, this is what addiction looks like, man. This is what recovery looks like. We've had the support of Simon Kirk from Bad Company, Alice Cooper, my dear friend Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We've had Ace Frehley and Chuck Berry, for God's sake, show up to support Right Turn services.
All right, mama. Oh, yeah. All right, mama. All right.
Now let's talk about philanthropy and how generous of a man that Ernie Boch is. He is truly generous, as evidenced by this event here tonight, and his numerous other donations. Yes, and in the wake of Hurricane Irene, Ernie donated a large sum of money to the people of Vermont. And on behalf of all the fans of homemade maple syrup, thank you. I never have even felt an interruption. So, but Irene was a cruel bitch, like so many other Irenes in New England. She blew really hard, and when you woke up the next morning, your windshield was broken and all your crap was scattered over the lawn. Anyway, Ernie, during the hurricane, he was like, he had his huge house party, and that the weather didn't stop him. The turnout, everyone showed up, but they probably just wanted to see a porty potty fly into his new DeLorean or something. But which he has now. He has a DeLorean. How far did you get in that DeLorean when it rolled off the truck? 1 mile. 1 mile. So well bought. So it's good. It's a real story. That's actually real, not a joke. So at the end of the night of that party, this is a true story. Ernie donated to Boston homeless shelters all the leftover food. So the homeless, they dined on lobster tail. And as the proverb goes, you give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Give a homeless man a lobster tail, and you're just taunting him with your immense wealth. So this is what Ernie did. He was like, oh, you want this cooked? Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. So now, what I'm about to say is also true. He even told me about it. Ernie, as you know, is very wealthy. He's done okay. He's actually in talks for his own fucking reality show. But it's on a little network called the Wealth Network. That's right, the Wealth Network. If you can't find it in your TV listings, just look for the entire American Middle Class channel. It's replaced that. So I'm not sure when the show will air, but the working title is Most Pathetic Vanity Project Ever. And we will cover it on The Soup, my friend. I will be like, it would be a dream come true for you to come on. Oh, it'd be great. Okay, well, now, as you once knew Ernie, many of you here did. He used to be very, very clean cut. He is now, but now he's all different. He's got his long hair and his goatee. He walked right into the barber shop and just said, give me the midlife crisis. And I want that one on the wall. And Ernie told me that he would never, ever wear a suit again. And nice. So, no, and I asked you why, and you said something like, it's not who I am anymore. And I was like, that's pretty insightful, but it's mostly due to the fact that you have a shitload of money and the rest of us have to wear fucking suits all the time. So, so way to go, dude. Huge accomplishment in your life. You could wear a scuba suit to work every day with one of those hats with a beer on either side, and people would still like, hi, Mr. Boch, can I have money? And you look great. So, won't wear a suit again, but there is something you do not leave home without wearing. That's usually a decorative scarf, and I've never seen you out with one of those scarves. You always, you know what I'm talking about, right? They're not for cold. And with your hair and the decorative scarf and the massive amounts of linen outfits you've acquired, you look like a female correspondent on NPR. No, you look like an inspirational lesbian high school teacher. That's what you look at him. Just look at him right there. No, you with that Boston accent, you look like Paul Revere's mother or Paul Revere's lesbian aunt. Okay, so if you listen to the mother of classic rock stations, WZLX, then you'll know these next two presenters from their morning drive show. Who am I kidding? Nobody listens to fucking radio anymore. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Carlson and Mackenzie.
Ernie, that's your mother over there? I banged a woman just like that lady just moments ago.
Whoa.
In the bathroom stall. I've been drinking.
Yeah!
I mean, shit have I been drinking.
Yes, you have.
Ernie's poll is so crystal clear, when he looks at it, he can see his father's disappointment.
Yeah, if you don't think we're leaving your jingle behind, screw you, Ernie. Ernie's got a private jet. Fucking never been invited.
Not fucking once have we ever been invited.
Never.
In fact, how sick is this? He actually took us to the hangar to show us his jet and then turned around and walked the fucking away.
Nice.
Can you believe that? Honest to God, that's true.
Good guy.
Last week, we asked Ernie how rough we could be with him here at the roast, and he said, piss all over me. Do you get the feeling that Ernie actually pays people to piss on him? I'm just curious to know. Yes or no?
Ernie might have herpes. Everything you're looking for. Nice, Ernie.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes when I'm driving by Ernie's house in Norwood, I think about some of the waggy shit that's going on in there. These gag balls. You know, Ernie's got to be into whips. I drive by Route 1 there, and I'm thinking, is that guy hanging from a harness? I mean, he's fucking crazy. When Ernie's father passed away, a lot of people wondered if Ernie would be able to achieve his father's level of success, but I think we can all agree Ernie is twice the creep that his dad was.
Ernie Boch Jr. Look at him. He's a creepy kind of fucking guy.
Ernie's father rolled back odometers and Junior rolled trannies on their backs in alleys. Ernie's favorite pickup line is the sound duct tape makes torn off the roll. It's been rumored that Ernie bought the Maserati dealership just so he'd have a place to park his luxury cars, but did you know he hired that pole boy just so he'd have a place to park his dick? It's not like I didn't bring it up for the first time. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows about the pole boy, right? Just ask anyone in Norwood.
No, they don't.
And be sure to ask, if you go to Norwood, be sure to ask them about all the stuff Ernie's had removed from his ass at Norwood Hospital, too. Oh, shit, come on, it's getting late. I'm just giving you the good stuff here.
Friends.
How about that stupid women's football team he bought for $50? That shitty football team.
Ernie Boch Jr. gave me this fucking power ring.
Mine's still in my car.
Awesome.
I never took it out of my car. Ernie didn't want us to talk about his girlfriend, apparently, so we...
Ernie Boch's girlfriend, holding her for ransom.
Of course, we can't pronounce her name anyway, but she's got to be a little relieved she's not having Uke's baby, right? Wait till you see what that kid looks like, huh? How about Ernie and the Automatics?
Ernie
Give it up
Boch
for Ernie.
Jr. right here.
Oh, God, yeah.
Ernie Boch Jr. Isn't that nice? One more picture. What happened to this fucking guy?
Honest to God.
This might be a career ender for you,
Yeah,
bro.
I agree. I just glad there's no cameras here. Oh, fuck. Our next roaster, you know him as a lawyer, a city councilman, the director of Tax Reform Group, and the host of his own news analysis show. And I know him as Pudgy John Lithgow. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Braude.
It is an honor to be here with a legendary musician and healer, and I mean that sincerely, like Woody. I don't know where he is. I hadn't met him before, but I really admire his work. And it is an honor to be here. Obviously, we all feel this way with a legendary entrepreneur, Jesus. It really is. I mean it. It is. I know this is not what you're supposed to do with this thing. I want to be serious for like 2 seconds, then I promise I will attempt to be funny. Serious about two things I know you'll agree upon. One, about the importance of the work of Right Turn. Let's hear it for them. And I think the second thing we would all agree upon is that this event is fucking endless. It's just endless. You know what I've noticed since I got here? There are a lot of Jews here. Have you noticed that, by the way? Can you raise your hand if you're Jewish? Yeah, there really are, and I love that. No, there really are. Now, unlike a lot of us, Ernie was not able to have a bar mitzvah, but on the special day when he turned 13, the whole Boch clan got together and it was actually quite beautiful. He said, "Today, I am an assistant sales manager." It was a beautiful thing. This is pretty funny. Gail Fee from the Inside Track, the most feared woman in America, is here. Everybody applauds her because she's scared of her. I was going to read their column about him falling down and buying the watch made out of dinosaur shit and whatever, but someone did that a couple of minutes ago. I'll just read the last line. Ernie fell down and hurt himself or somewhere in Switzerland at this watch fair or some cockamamie thing. The last line is, yesterday Ernie said he thinks his time is better spent in the States because on the last big trip, an annual jaunt to Thailand, he ended up with a blood clot. Let's stay on that. An annual trip to Thailand. I'll say no more. Okay. A lot of accomplishments, because it's not nice to just say mean things about someone. I know his mother's here. I met his mother before, which I'd never done before. Let's hear it for his mom. She's a beautiful woman. I know how proud she was when in 2007, I read this, he was a guest judge for the cleavage contest at the King Richard's Fair. I mean, a guest judge, that is not nothing, let me just tell you. It was on that day he realized his life dream was to become a regular judge on a cleavage contest. And I think he can do it. I mean, the guy is relentless.
Coming up from Quixote Studios, more Should I Laugh moments. You know, the awkward moment when you look to see if the guy next to you is laughing before you laugh.
All right, so I'm honored to be here to say a few words about my old friend Ernie. And those few words are Lucky Sperm Club President.
As the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn rolls on. So when does this thing start to get funny?
If you need a hand to hold, you're feeling all alone.
We found that if you're nice to people, they get better. And we believe in being nice to them when they walk in the door, providing them with good evidence-based treatment and a creative outlet, and we find that a lot of them get better as a result.
One word that Right Turn might represent for me is hope.
You know, we're not teaching golf here. We're trying to work with people in a life and death situation, and that's heavy stuff. But the approach that we take is about growth, and it's about changing.
For me, it's about giving back. It's about receiving the gifts of recovery and being able to help other people that just need a little help. And sometimes a little help goes a long ways.
If you need a hand to hold, you're feeling all alone. All right, mama. Oh, yeah. All right, mama. All right.
This next roaster comes to us from morning radio, WAAF, as I've said, and is the self-proclaimed mayor of Mantown, right? Okay. He also refers to himself as the chairman of Cock County and the prime minister of Testicle Township. So you read into that however you want. Please welcome Greg Hill.
All right, so I'm honored to be here to say a few words about my old friend Ernie. And those few words are Lucky Sperm Club President. I would be somewhat remiss if I didn't start the evening off by thanking the man whose brainchild it was, and that is Bruce Mittman. If we could give Bruce a big round of applause this evening. As many of you know, Bruce owns an advertising agency, and in his spare time, he waxes Ernie's balls. And he doesn't even have to sit down to do it. That's the amazing thing. There's quite an incredible group of friends and coworkers and family here tonight to honor our roastee. There's even a table right over here of relatives who Ernie has cut out of the family business. If you could make some noise for them. The good news is there's only 5 of them, which is actually more people than watched Joel's show Community last year on NBC.
I agree. That's true. Facts.
Jim Braude is here. Jim Braude's here from New England Cable News, or as those in the advertising community refer to it, the Per Inquiry Channel. My dear friend Ming Tsai is here. Ming is the only Chinese food chef in America with a green card, and he also has a brand new haircut. Looks like he just joined the Asian version of the Pet Shop Boys. I don't know if Journey has the Asian singer and the Pet Shop Boys there.
When you have to explain your joke, it
Oh, you
doesn't
do?
work so
Okay.
well.
All right.
Ancient Chinese secret.
I didn't know it was interactive. Is it interactive the whole time?
Yes, it's fucking
Great.
interactive.
That's good. Great. Then you'll be here till 4 a.m. by yourself. Also, of course, with us, the Andelmans, my good friends, the Andelmans. The Andelmans are to gourmet dining what Snooki is to parenting. Actually, for a man born with a silver spoon in his mouth, Ernie works pretty hard. Or at least he used to work pretty hard when he was married and he wasn't getting laid. Hey, Enza. Ernie and I met many years ago and we became fast friends. Like a lot of those who are closest to Ernie, our friendship really blossomed when I found out that he had a private jet. We've traveled to places like Philly, New York, Toronto, and Ireland. But some of the most meaningful times that we've shared together have been when Ernie would just randomly call me up and say, hey, would you like to take a drive and check out the new billboard of my face that I just put up? There's some things that I think some of you may not know about my friend Ernie. At an early age, his parents were concerned because they walked into his room and they found him dry humping a photo of a celebrity. Of course, who knew then that later on in life, Ernie would be able to buy as many famous friends as he wanted? Hey, Joel. Ernie will often tell you when you talk to him how tough his childhood was. His dad wasn't easy on him. There was an incident that has always kind of left Ernie somewhat scarred, where his father beat him with a Perrier bottle when he caught him drinking tap water at the house on the vineyard. I know that Ernie doesn't like to talk much about his personal life, unless it's in a print article, radio interview, television piece, online chat, or social media site. But Ernie's lived an incredible life. From buying his way into Berkeley without demonstrating any discernible musical talent, to running several multi-million-dollar businesses on the backs of poor immigrants. He's seen and done it all. He's a man who enjoys the simple things in life, like watching The Help buff the marble in his pool house, or darting off to Switzerland to buy a $100,000 watch made of dinosaur shit. I've heard that he's actually a pretty good guy to work for and to work with. Every year he takes all the New England Subaru dealers on a trip just to say thank you. This year they were planning to go to Disney World, but unfortunately Mittman was not tall enough for any of the rides, so they've switched that trip up. Ernie's known for owning... Am I going too long, Joel, or am I right here?
No, that's
okay.
Great.
All right. Ernie's known for owning some pretty crazy stuff. He's got a toilet in his luxury box at Gillette Stadium that actually cleans his ass when he's done using it, which, of course, rendered his Globe sales rep useless. Like me, Ernie's a great Republican. Sorry, Joel. I know in order to keep your job, you have to act like a Democrat.
Yeah, it's just me and Bruce, buddy.
I'll never forget the fundraiser that Ernie and I held together for the man who could be our next president, Mitt Romney. Ernie and Mitt sat around the whole night reminiscing about people that they had fired.
All kidding aside, Ernie really is an accomplished musician, and his band, the Automatics, have had considerable success. They tour the country. They've opened up for some of the most legendary acts of our generation: Deep Purple, B.B. King, Marshall Tucker, and the Fabulous Thunderbirds, to name a few. And you should see the groupies that come out when these guys play. At the end of the show, some of them are so turned on they actually stick to their wheelchairs. So, as you've heard and you will hear for the rest of the night, my friend Ernie Boch is truly a regular guy. You'd never know it from his clothes, or his watches, or his cars, or the slaves working in his fields in Norwood, that he's a billionaire. And although I've had fun roasting him, he's actually a great guy, a great dad. He loves playing guitar. He loves doing what he does with music, drives us, and most of all, he loves himself. So please, if we could, for Ernie Boch.
Ernie, are you going to go over there and play, buddy? You want to go over there?
One tune.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ernie and the Automatics.
All dressed up, all alone, a little too far from your home. There was an air of determination, but in your eyes, my damnation. Love's a game, you place no bets. The winners are pain and regret, but it's the scars you don't forget. If I had let you would have lived through me like the songs in an old time jukebox. If I had let you would have had me begging for all your sympathy. If I let you in, if I let you see where my heart is locked away and where I keep the key, you would have left me feeling angry and confused, so dirty, so cheated and abused. If I had let you.
This is the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn.
If you need a hand to hold, you're feeling all alone.
There's many different forms of creative expression, like music, writing, visual arts, and they all aid in the recovery process because they tap into different parts of the brain. You do not need to be an artist to make use of the creative process. The groups that we run here at Right Turn help people connect to that creativity, and you don't necessarily need skill as much as soul.
I think one of the coolest things that we do here is every Saturday night, the whole clinic converts into a performance center.
If you need a hand to hold, you're feeling all alone. All right, mama. Oh, yeah. All right, mama. All right.
That is what it is all about, and that's why we are here, everyone. And we obviously have to thank everyone who helped. Jasper White for all the food, and Peggy for organizing all the city of Boston to be here. And, of course, we need to thank Ernie Boch for spearheading this whole thing and pretending that this was all done in good fun. Thank you. Your friends despise you, Ernie. So I hope everyone enjoyed their meal, and I want to point out if you have the same bad reaction to oysters the oysters here tonight that I did yesterday, we have a copy of Ernie's book Boch Rock Facts to Wipe Your Ass With. So thank you to everyone coming out. You guys can all go apologize to Ernie's mom now. So it was a great night, and good night, everybody. See you later. Thank you, Ernie.
Now that was a great night of comedic ass kissing. from a room filled with people wishing they were somewhere else. I'm not Don Pardo, and this has been the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn.
I know it's true what they say. The good times. The good times. The good times. The good times. Oh yeah. Don't you know the good times never last? Don't you know the good times never last? You know the good times never last.
This has been the Rockin Roast for Ernie Boch to benefit Right Turn.
Shit have I been drinking.
Yes, you have.